Stomach full, Papa? You good? That's my little bag. Hell yeah. That's my dude. See the fly? Don't kill the fly. Let it out, okay? No need to kill the fly, Papa. Don't kill the fly. That's how you mess the plant up. Right above you. Why you look? There's only one out. He's only outside for 20 minutes, cuz. Oh, is it two? Oh, shit. Oh, they know better to come in here. I see the one that's right there on top of the rainmaker. Oh, you look. Oh, which one are you looking at? What the hell are you looking? You stuck on it. What you looking at? It's right there. Are you bugging me out, bro? Make me get them start swinging in the air. Let me stop joking. You about to fall asleep. Yeah. We're gonna clean this one today. Okay, Papa, let me get this. I'm gonna go shoot this today. I got another gun I ain't gonna show nobody. It's personal. I ain't sharing everything. I need to shoot for the first time. I had it for like 2 years and never shot it. So I'm actually gonna take it out there and I'm gonna shoot it. It's a different gun. Y'all ain't gonna see. It ain't my Desert Eagle. It's something different. But like I said, I showed this before. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna shoot about 80 rounds through it, and then I'm gonna clean it with this. I'm gonna try this out, the Winchester one. Let me turn this down. So how's everybody doing today? Huh? Ran elevations. I think I got like 3 hours of sleep. I just, it's not that, I mean, I go to sleep. It's just whatever reason. So of course, I'm not gonna say the name. So I was asked a couple of questions by people. I shared some stuff to the little SMS chat, a couple of my brothers, our brothers, and I've had people message me and ask me questions. That's like people who didn't grow up with me, and I says, well, I have like 3 Facebook accounts, 3 Instagram accounts. During the time of censoring, keeping people from telling the truth. Yet the idiots who do that don't know I've been doing this all my life, at least since 1978 when I was 12 years old. I was doing it before that, but when I was really in the library and elementary and getting my butt whipped, before that with my teachers. But at that time, we can still get, you know what I mean? They wanted me to keep quiet. It was like, especially being up north, it was in so-called liberal states. It was like it was taboo or something to talk about what I was being told. Now, me being an elder like my Uncle Gary, we were meant to know some things that nobody else knew. And we also weren't meant to be here. Just to let you know that, the firstborn. So ergo's the false religion, but the reality of the truth. So I guess some people are sharing stuff because they're finding stuff new, but it's not new because I've discussed this stuff over the years. Ever since MySpace, AOL.com, chatting with, talking about certain individuals looking, people who hadn't even said nothing yet. one of the individuals that everybody was asking me about that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. I said Santos. I didn't say his name. I said y'all look him up. He's an Italian guy, Australia. I think he's in the Caribs now because they've attempted to get rid of him. Who told you about the buildings here and everything? To which to ask them, why would somebody come here, put a fake time on it, its creation, and then destroy it within 7 months, a couple of years? People have a hard time dealing with this reality because if you look at after the so-called Civil War, to which it's still going on, our civilities, they're nurturing a bunch of pale skins and young Negroes to be just as completely dumb. I don't care about the costume, the background, CEO. There are those who still know the truth, but they need people dumb so that way they'll perform the policies which have nothing to do with the Constitution to which we created. That's the reality. They didn't write nothing. Okay, Bill of Rights. Come on, it was for our people. Well, actually, all those respectful to the Republic. Okay, and for which it stood because of us. Anywho, Santos Bonacci. Okay, you can look him up. Dane used them. I was like, dude, come on. Before Dane even had a platform, and people already know. People already know. Mike's by Big Jers. A whole lot of folks already know. Yeah, man, he's a young cat. Yeah, but he's sharing information, and I think it was wonderful what he was doing. I didn't care about a motherfucker coming from Moorish doctrine to realize that he was not a Moor. And if we still have idiots because he was working with a certain bastard, I'm just going to say it like that. I ain't going to call him no other name. Hemok. Well, in that affiliation, he's not affiliated with him. Maybe probably still using certain documents because a lot of y'all like to talk legal talk, but then when somebody's utilizing stuff, you have a hard time until you circumvent and realize that, it's not practical. Or it may be to a certain extent. There is nothing practical about what they're doing because you're signing a straw man. It doesn't matter if you put your signature, you are still alluding to being a straw man. That's when status correction comes in. And even then, in most states right now, it's almost impossible to correct your status, to which that's why I shared that video from that individual. There's about 200 more out there. That's for those who wants to parlay and go that way. I keep telling you, just know who the fuck you are. If you're from over there, not necessarily it doesn't mean that you're not from here. Same thing with Europe. We fought in Europe. It doesn't matter what they tell you with their lies. They're fake kings and queens and everything. They weren't really here. I tell you, when the 1600s, all of a sudden China appeared and Japan and all these different places. That didn't exist before that. All right. And though they use half breeds, I'm gonna say that with no politeness and there's no dignity in that, and certain traitors, because the fall always knew it was going to happen. All right, and people have a hard time accepting reality that there are people here who are not from here. I said that we didn't originate here. We originated from somewhere else, and we made this a wonderful place. And then here they come, and so that's one individual. Okay, and I shared a video. I saw somebody said it on TikTok, and somebody asked me. I was like, let me go over there and I listen. I was like, yeah, that's the cat. That's Bonacci. That's him. And he's telling you the truth. And there's a whole lot of folks going for Trump supporters and everything who know this truth as well. What boggles my mind are the people who have been subjugated to the system that has become more and more perverse, who have a hard time and dealing with that truth and reality. You dig what I'm saying? But it doesn't affect me one way or the other. I don't care. You hear the story about, no beards. I'm like, y'all don't even know any statues of antiquities. The statues of antiquities, which they tried to destroy quite a few, but they still have many. You just don't know where to look. With many of our great men, whether it's straight hair or coarse curly, or coarse or curly, wore beards. And people have a hard time dealing with that because they want to have that, ironized Cody fake, narrative of a hairless face, to which is complete nonsense. From the Galapagos to all the way to Europe to Australia, Easter Island, every one of us had. How are we going to be everywhere? How are we going to be indigenous to everywhere but here? I'll show you the true Caucasian race people, narrative of people. It wasn't a race. Caucasian is not a race, it's a people. And people have a hard time dealing with that. I don't care with idiots running around talking about I'm Caucasian. No, you're not. You're adapting that to a skin color that has nothing to do with skin color. And if that's the case, then you're the true black, to which is the truth. Pill, wand, blank, blah, blah, blah. They have to reverse everything. In order to do what they're doing, they had to reverse everything. They had to put everything upside down on his head, inverted. I know a lot of all these. That's why I have an issue with you Christians, because you, especially you Palestinians, y'all just dumb talking about your fake ass Jesus all the time. And who, by the way, would be a nigga. I'm just so tired of y'all. Y'all so unethical. I read what a certain individual of great stature, they tried to make him like he was from Dutch or Africa or some crap. Original person of this land could only say that of this land. Frederick Douglass. They want to put everybody outside this land and say a certain group of people who aren't from here are the indigenous people, to which is false. It's been a lie from the usurper. Nobody wants to look at, Brave New World. Nobody wants to look at or George Orwell's little movie or read the book. Nobody wants to do anything that's going to benefit them. They don't want to listen to people who know the truth. All right? Because you're going to continue to listen to the idiots who talking about the earth is a small and this, that, and other. No matter what I read that conclusively can point you in the right direction with up-to-date facts, you still have those who are subject. And see, those are the people who are small-minded. They don't have no true ethics. They don't have no morality. They don't have no truth. Now, you see the thumbnail. Why did I put that there? Some of y'all might see I'm not anti-cop or nothing. What I am is anti-agenda and anti-stupidity, to which we have a whole lot of. All right? I know they want y'all to be stuck in crayon colors, and I think American society, the so-called American society, I told you this is not America, but the foolish are so grafted into their ignorance, it doesn't matter what they're wearing, what they're smoking, drinking, it doesn't matter. The stupidity shows the weakness, the culminating pussitude of men and foolishness of derogatory women who are self-impeding. Now they'll hide this. You won't see them come over here and watch this because they're too damn dumb. You're sovereign. And anybody standing up to go against the constitutional rights of any citizen is part of the agenda. They're the infiltrators, and you need to see them for what they are. It don't matter if it's San Francisco, most of us liberal states, and whether it's Nashville, Tennessee, it doesn't matter. These certain individuals right now go on, even the federal, with this fake ass the federal judge, the so-called state's federal judge, not the Supreme Court. But if they haven't responded in 30 days to certain things, they're part of the agenda too. They're infiltrated. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter if it's got to see something was paid. And if you're going to abide and listen to all that foolishness, then you are exactly what I'm stating. You're weak. You don't know nothing. You're cowardless. And you're going to allow a certain group of arrogant, ignorant, low IQ individuals who don't know nothing, who want to be considered knuckle draggers, but want to portray themselves as your friend. Whenever a police officer comes to me and starts talking, I said, bro, don't talk to me like we friends. I don't know you. And I don't respect the word friend either way. I don't believe in that. And I've said to certain individuals, I've said to certain people, I've used the term, meaning you're my enemy, until you prove otherwise. Okay? And that's Anasazi. And that's just it. Your lack of information and your ignorance and your little 6 months of training does not put you in a position to even come to me talking, to think you're going to dig from something. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inform you that I have nothing else to say. And if you stand there looking retarded, as we're friends, and if you go as far to reach over your false extension, I will defend myself by any means necessary. I have no problem with that. See, you got a lot of people out here, and it's not as lot like you think, who move in a costume, who are put to the task. Like when they took out Bundy, because they were pissed off, so they have the consortium to do that. You got people who took out William Cooper and a number of other individuals, and some who just did their part and they had to fake dead them. And nobody pays attention to that. They just run around with their head so far up their behind because it might be their so-called best friend, or it even might be their youngest brother or their oldest brother. You are sister. You don't know, because this stuff is deep, and it's not a large number. You know, somebody said something about Rebel shared something about the winds. Oh yeah, yeah. I said, oh yeah, them, yeah, yeah, so-called mulattoes, but they try to push that African American and Indian. How can they be mulatto if they're African American and Indian? I says people had need to pay attention to read between the line. Mulatto is a made-up term, has no feasibility in anything. It's a perversion to hold people in context of shade and create new indifferences that were always there. To have you look at it with a skewed eye and create a status. So with status is you have complication, you have infighting, you have a difference of anything. Like how about the one son that's born with the green eyes and everybody else has got dark chocolate, a lot more um, color in their eyes, a lot more pigmentation, or whatever, melanin, whatever, because that's what it is in your iris is melanin. And then, so the one with the green eyes is favorite, and it's not always the case. Sometimes, and that's part of this the zero situational awareness and the ignorance to which people are nurtured into, and that happens because of family breakdown, the sad deposits of a rhetorical life that has nothing to do with living at all. That becomes skewed. So yes. She shared a very good one. Now, if you go and Google it, if I remember, when I was on Wikipedia about pulling up that name about 15 years ago, I think it was 15 years ago, and I pulled it up. I was getting a whole bunch of pale skin faces, but you got to look at the narrative and look at the time frame. You want to go to 1790, but you also want to read the history prior to that, and it doesn't say nothing about Africa, and they look like Australia. I'm just saying, people, and there's different shades, even some pale skins in that family. See, whether they were adopted, because we adopted plenty of people in. And now I shared a video also on the so-called fake ass Cherokee chief talking about, oh, many black people, so that shows his ignorance, are actually Cherokee people. And here we are. I don't like the word Cherokee, regardless. People who spoke a different language. There was no pale skin because they didn't speak none of our languages. None of them did. Damn sure was no Mongol or mongrel. We already know the history of that because we've heard the fluidity and the truth of 1800s and the Tartars babies being brought here, not the pale skin ones. All right, a certain group of individuals, Tartars, the Mongols, the new identity ones, the breeded ones, brought here as babies and then put in these boarding schools that were created. And the ones that didn't, who are a little older, this is how they come to, well, get babies at 7 months and no older, because they had ones that were older, they had to kill. Put them in these fake asylums that once great buildings of ours, homes. And they had to make sure the original people of this land had to be in squalor. And nobody's paying attention to that. And yet y'all still want to sit there holding their little jobs. You still want to sit here and talk nonsense and act stupid with each other. Women run around and have nothing, shaking their behinds, looking at each other's coochies or whatever it may be. And they think they're not sick. They think it's normal. Nothing normal about it at all. Men hating women, women hating men. It's just it's proverbially a disease and a sickness. And until people come up out of that state, that dead state, they're going to remain there. They're not going to ascend. It doesn't matter what they're talking about, Reiki this or that or whatever they talk about. It doesn't matter. Yoga, meditation, it don't matter. Shaving your head bald, ladies. Okay, keep holding on to that. I was thinking about Shirley, wonderful comedian on What's Happening. How she made her way up, got into a couple of movies and TV shows, in a sad way, and she did it because she cared about some people so much that she didn't want to worry them. She didn't take medications for her diabetes and this, that, and the other. And how she died in California in 1999. I remember that. A couple of years after my forced retirement. And but by that time I was ready to leave. I couldn't deal with the individual, her not being able to admit that she had cheated and all this other stuff. And I was full of rage and anger, and I'm a very composed individual. You would never know. I just walk around like this. I'll go grab a fifth of tequila, and I would literally down at least 3/4 of it straight of tequila, and then wake up the next day and be ready to do it all over again because I didn't want to have the thoughts. I didn't want to act upon it. I knew how strong I was. I knew what I was capable of. I would still party and go out, and people would tell me the next day, "Do you know what you did?" I'm like, "What did I do? I didn't do nothing to go get locked up." Bruh, somebody bumped into you and you told them, "Excuse me." And they bumped into you and they were looking for a fight. And I was like, "I did what?" Dude, what happened? Thank goodness it was some people that knew you. Police officers, they got you outside. They knew where your little camp spot was at. They actually drove you to your camp spot. You was like giving them hugs and kissing the police. And they put you at your tent and make sure your fishing rods was up out the bank. I was like, y'all really don't know, man. I lived a very crazy moment. I would go around the people on the corners, the brothers over there in Jacksonville thought I was crazy. Stop selling the crack. Stop talking about it. And I'm drunk as all five. Man, they could have shot me and murdered me and put me in the dumpster, right? This big old, soul. Well, I wasn't all that big, but they called me Guns when I was in Florida because I have real big biceps. So that, going through the strip club, sitting around going, "Why are y'all doing this?" I'm talking about I wouldn't remember nothing, but there was always certain people around me just to make sure nothing happened. I didn't even know it. That's the kind of pain that I would hold, not knowing that it was destroying my body further, other than the damage from the military. We're always pushing myself harder, believing that we're capable. I always knew because I was always told, "You're capable of so much more. You're capable of the 90-year-old Masonic woman talking about who we are, some of the secrets," which I'm not going to expose on here. You've got to learn. You've got to listen. All this information is not new. None of it. And sometimes people need to hear from another party, a group of individuals. Every time I see these dumb police officers talking, and I'm not talking about the ones, I know some good ones. And they're not even on the color stuff. They don't care if you vote Democrat. Well, now these days they probably do it because they realize that, a lot of people jumped on, they're manipulated, easily manipulated by the media. Any nigga talking negative about Trump, actually listen to the media and it shows how stupid they are. And the system knows that. And they would argue indifference. And you can still see it. The majority of us, the majority of melanated men don't want no gay people teaching our children. Are y'all aware of that? Our number's more than anybody's. Regardless of Atlantis, the goofies in San Francisco, and all them little retards. That's chemical lobotomies. Doesn't matter. It's and spiritual removal. Okay? And now they need a black face to be a mass shooter. Like, well, y'all didn't care all the time when the gangbangers were killing each other. Washington, D.C., all that other stuff. All of a sudden now, because of the agenda, because you got a bunch of pale skins who are racist, KKK, all that other goofy stuff. Are y'all aware that the KKK originally was a melanated group of individuals that protected the South? How did they switch hands? I told you it was a fake Jew that pushed the witch called front, nationalist front in New York. Nobody wanted to listen. Now people were doing research going, holy Toledo. I'm like, yeah. And some of the ones in Vietnam that came back. Long beards and everything, Ashkenaz, straight up. But nobody wants to hear that. They have a problem with truth because it doesn't fit the narrative. And therefore, it's easier to go with the lie than to go with the truth. It's painful. You dig what I'm saying? I just got a notification from FedEx. I got some stuff coming up, supposed to be here tomorrow, so that'd be good. My apologies for not coming on late last night. I was out like a light. Look, man, I'm more positive, y'all. I ain't got, I don't have the vamp bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Ganja didn't send me some good water. And no, I don't even want to go do Uncle Ruckus. I'm not going to do Uncle Ruckus right now. But anyway, I wanted to address those few things. There's a lot more. Actually, I have some notes, but I'll probably share them a little later. I want to shoot this gun. I really do. I've never shot it, and I want to shoot it. Okay, let me see. It's my note. Let me pull it. See if I can pull it up on here. So somebody asked me about, and this is what I was telling people, because I got pictures of her way back, way down in my pictures, right? Especially on my cell phone. And Lowe, the one who designed and put together Jackie Onassis dress, wedding dress. You know, the house got flooded and all that. But anywho, she was one of the original designers. And you know, the first thing these some bitches put on an African American that wasn't there 5 years ago. There was no African American on her description 5 years ago. I haven't seen it since 5 years. 5 years ago, when I got the pictures, no African American. You read the bio, you don't see no African American. But see, this is the perversion of these bastards. It doesn't matter how they do it, as long as there's a group of individuals running around talking about they black, African American, I'm white and Caucasian, and they're all stupid. They're all very, very stupid. Okay? If Trump was an independent, I'd look at him differently. Definitely. Yeah, but he's part of the whole mishmash. And in ignorance, he actually, you got to remember now, as far as this so-called jab, he wasn't forcing nobody to take it. He believed and maybe it's possible, but you got to remember, they're ignorant to whatever the little what you call is doing, unless they're actually part of it. See, Nixon knew exactly what he was doing. See, they had enough death over in Vietnam, to which we should never been in. They had enough dead. I mean, in the killing fields, Cameroons killed over 1 million alone. Civilian casualties were more than anything. Are y'all paying attention? So therefore, they had to get them out of there. They had to start bringing them home. And then they had the fake, what, $75,000, $750,000, whatever, Watergate, $75,000. A spit in the jar. And that was enough to get him out when all these fake presidents be robbing the country anyway? Come on. It's not supposed to be about fiat. And see, this is the illusion. A worthless ass dollar. I mean, he removed the last gold and silver standard, right? For the Federal Reserve, which is a Ashkenazi ran thing, a Ponzi scheme of the biggest consortium. To put y'all in a slave mentality and have control over you, thinking these little young idiots run around with the big stacks, looking retarded, with that nasty, dirty money up all beside their head, looking stupid. More germs on a damn dollar than you can even shake a hand at. Come on, man. And keeping you believing that. And then you look at all these old rappers my age. Why they got these big distended stomachs? Are they that full of semen? I was looking at Busta Rhymes, who's supposed to have been working out a few years ago, right? His stomach looked like it just jumped up, like Benny Siegel's. What in the world is going on? But nobody wants to pay attention. We're not supposed to eat human flesh. That's all I'm going to say. What's your humility? That's all I'm going to say. Because I'm not here to burn them. They burnt themselves. They say if you seek, you shall find. If you knock, a door will be answered. If you know what I'm saying? Why is it that nobody knows how to seek the right things except for compilations of what other people are doing? Seek yourself. Come over and listen to me read. I'll interpret things. It might be wrong. It might be on purpose. It's for you to become your own teacher. Okay? I'm not going to speak on every individual. Yes, Casey got locked up. For those who aren't aware, I've shared that with the group. I don't want to say no more about it. I addressed again this knucklehead, Willie D, so-called ghetto boys. Anyway, and I'm going to leave it alone. You know, when a man don't know how to respond and deal as a man should deal, then you stop dealing with him as a man. Same thing for a woman, to a sister. If she does not know how to perform as a woman and be a sister, then she is found unjust and unrighteous. You let her be. And the correlation of response and how to deal with that individual should be based upon the truth of matrimony with self, the marriage of self, not in nobody else's eyes. But you should be around a conglomeration, a tribe of those who are like-minded. You dig what I'm saying? I have no problem with somebody who wants to call themselves a Hebrew. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to question how you're living, and if you're pushing it out your mouth and it's not meant for you to push it from your mouth. Because see, that is hypocrisy at the highest. Everybody must walk into their own, in truth, of light, Hava, not the darkness, Zeni or Jannah. Because I know most people are already in the darkness. Okay? All those things, Wanachi, all these individuals, there's millions upon millions, if not billions, who know who you are. The problem is you keep running over and listening to these fools who still push black, crayon colors, division and hate. You've got enough of that now. When you see me sharing these police videos and I comment and say what I was saying, I'm throwing it out there for them to see. To stop being so stupid. But some of them are with purpose. They do it with purpose. And it's not good. And it's based upon their ignorance. Or the subjugation to belong to something they really shouldn't. They should fear wanting to belong to. They say it's better for you to put a big old anchor, around your neck. The old biblical, and cast yourself into the deepest end of the water. Most people have a hard time because then that's like suicide. No, it's not. It's giving you advice to there is something worse. And that's why I keep expressing to people. There is an end to all this. It doesn't matter if it's Anunnaki, this, that, whatever names you want to run, lizard people, whatever the fuck. It don't matter. Everything's meant to play out. Okay? And is there suffrage? What determines suffrage? What is suffrage? Right now they have y'all in their grasp where they have you afraid of this death they've created. So therefore you won't even enact to deal deliberately with response or responsibility here. You won't come together. You won't support. You won't. Oh, before I get to running into that, let me say this. I don't know if I did. I said once or twice yesterday, but I was surprised. Yeah, I did. Orlando, Oklahoma 12, 10. Appreciate it. Ranberry 25. Appreciate you. I got Young Cherry the other day. Thank y'all. Yeah, it's still there. I didn't withdraw it because usually I would go ahead and withdraw it and move it to the account and all that when it gets to a certain number because you never know what's going to go in with Cashapp. All right. And I put it in there until I'm ready to go and look at some books. I've got like over $1,000 worth of books to order, and I'm not in no rush, So I got 40. I'm gonna match that. Well, I said I wanted to get about 75, 50, 75. But anyway, I'll go ahead and probably match 40 with that. I got to run out, pick up some more 9mm for this weekend. No, I got plenty, but I'm talking about training. Full metal jacket. They're kind of high right now. Instead of being the 13 something, they're like damn near $19. And I'm getting the ammo, the black box. They're really good. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I want to run and shoot this gun. It's not gonna take me long. I just want to run ammo through it, make sure it's not jamming and acting retarded and all that. I've had it for a long time and it's never shot. I got a few firearms I never shot. So when I get done with that, I'm coming right back. I'm not even gonna eat nothing. Oh, I got a banana. I got a nail. So I'm gonna eat that and finish my tea. And I come back and I'm making some crab legs, salad, and sirloin. Well, it was like I had to pull my freezer out, man. I still got to clean the fridge, and I was like, damn, I got grass fed. Like they're small, they're expensive. Like sirloin on the res, like and Over Nature, like 3 of them. I was like, I always had the crab legs up under the vegetables, frozen. I just want to cook them. I'm gonna eat that shit today, and that's gonna be on the mill and a big salad. But let me go out here and do that, and I'll get with y'all. And we're gonna read. All right. Again, apologies for not coming on. I was out like a light. After talking with Locks and Loaded, I hope y'all subscribe to Autochthonous American Arms. All right. We're going to be doing some stuff. We're going to upload videos, trying to upload stuff all the time. I've got a couple of videos too I need to send over. But yeah. We're going to talk about the Constitution. I got all that stuff upstairs. I got the Bill of Rights, all that stuff. And yeah. So people be educated. All right. And then we can also be refresher. You know what I'm saying? Have that refresher. So I appreciate y'all. Mad love to the sisters and the brothers. Let me shout you guys out. As always, Rondo, what's up, beloved? I need that water, bro. Last night I needed it bad, Mikey. Hell, I'm with the French. What's going on, beloveds? ABJR, Alicia and Cooper. Hey, what's going on, Alicia? What's going on, beloved? ABJR, Herbo. What's up, beloved? For sure, for sure. Salute, brother. You already know. Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate that too, man. Problem with both parties. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Because they're one and the same. Yeah. Don't have a problem with them, brother. Don't even lower yourself down. Don't even acquiesce that. You know what I'm saying? This lesson, guys. I said this some time ago. You wasn't part of the tribe at that time. We don't have to think about them the way everybody else does. Look at them, see them for what they are. Oh, well, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if he was independent, definitely. And even then, you know what I'm saying? Because they're everywhere. I met Locks in Kentucky a few years ago. Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty good, it was a good live, y'all. It was a good one. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do more. I'm going to reach out to Black Brown. Just have that conversation. You know, veterans, you know what I'm saying? And what they're doing. I was never in the specific localities. I got magazines over here concealed. I'm reading books all the time. After being an ordinance, I just don't like all the nomenclature and the red dot, Twitter. I just don't like that stuff no more. Because I used to have to cram just to make, E4, E5, just cram all these crazy books and hands-on, which I loved it. Knowing the nomenclatures of chaff and the mines, the different the different things to arm them, all the different stuff, ammos, all things you don't even know about. Even when it came to safety wiring, the certain lugs and nuts, listen, y'all just don't know. I used to get migraines behind that because it was so much, and we had to know what we were dealing with, So when I hear people start talking like that, I'm looking at them like this. I think it's give me the gun. Is the red dot on? How you turn this one on? I'm gonna see if I can control the feathering. It's got a trigger and one in the throat. All right, let me make it throw up. All that other stuff, man, that's ego. I don't have time for it. But it's good to know which ones are actually decent or good. You dig what I'm saying? Because I'm the type person, man. If I ain't jewelers in the family, and I'll ice pick you in the eye and get to the bottom root of what's going on up in there. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, all right, salute y'all. Let me get up off of here. Mad love. Hey, Snoo, what's up, baby? Let me get up off of here and do what I got to do. All right. And the moment I come back from blam, 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 tink, 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 I might be missing with this thing. I ain't never shot it. So we got to see what's good. You know what I mean? So mad love, mad respect, everybody. And we're going to read. Definitely. Cashapp's there. All right. The brothers will be here. Rhonda, you be here. Y'all be here tomorrow night, right? So, yeah, trauma be Saturday morning. All right. So, you got your tripods, you got whatever you're using to record and whatever, bring it. So we can set up, we can get the recording, and hopefully there's not a lot of wind, all right? We'll chat. All right, let me get out of here, all right? Again, mad love. Damn, mama, I thought you probably at work. Talk to you later, babe.